I don't think I've met an average woman in a long time. I think women have been divided and categorized into two very separate groups. One is the Smith of society, the housewife, the homemaker, the one who has forgone her own identity in order to ensure her family's success, which is meant to make her happy because that's her orbit. It's them. And then there's the exact opposite of that. There's like the Kim Kardashians, the boss babes of society, the ones who were always kindly reminding us that if we just get up and work, we'll be super fulfilled in life. You know, the one who hasn't had a leisure moment since her brother's graduation a few years back, that woman. Yeah. Well, her orbit is her job. Now, there was a genuine time in my life where I thought being both of those women was what would bring me true happiness. That I would somehow manage a 40-hour work week, a baby on my hip, and have dinner in the oven ready for my family to consume every day. Girl, I genuinely don't know what I thought I was capable of in 24 hours, like playing these games. Now, I grew up in the Destiny's Child era where we were all independent women, okay? We were taught that men were not to be trusted. They couldn't be faithful. They couldn't pay bills. Babe, they were basically nothing but a pest, a bugaboo. So they created a rubric for women and they told us to be happy, to be successful, okay? You had to get a job, get your education, and make sure that it was clear that you did not need a man because you were standing on your own 2 feet. You got this. Okay. And that was the soundtrack. That was the song from beginning to end, was Miss Independent Woman. But then things changed. And they changed pretty quickly. Beyonce leaves Destiny's Child. She gets married. And then she goes through a public infidelity scandal where she then forgives her husband and takes him back. And all of a sudden, the woman who was the soundtrack to my independent, didn't need a man lifestyle is now the conversation starter for marriage, infidelity, and forgiveness. Okay. So now there's a new definition of woman, a new rubric we're building. This woman is the ever loyal woman, the one who is sacrificing, who is submissive, who does whatever must be done for her husband. Because one day, through the struggle of poverty, infidelity, whatever it may be, he will be successful. And this success will soon trickle down to her own happiness. Okay, all right. So criteria, let's hear it. All right, so now I have to be independent, but not so independent that I challenge a man. Okay, all right. The next thing I have to do is to have a successful career, but not so successful that my family feels like they're coming second. Third, I have to be soft, feminine, and let a man lead. But I also have to be prepared in case he leaves me at any time financially. Yo, what does the internet expect of me? Okay, like genuinely, how am I supposed to accomplish all of these things? And on top of that, I'm really not entirely convinced that the women they're advertising to us as these ideal lifestyles of womanhood aren't anything but what exactly they look like, advertisements. Because I really don't believe following any of these either extreme rubrics are guaranteed pathways to success. If you give up who you are and orbit around your family and they become the only benchmark of happiness, I think you're going to soon realize that we're individuals who need our own goals and have to achieve for ourselves. I think if you keep giving from a cup that is not getting poured back into, you will find yourself burnt out and tired. But I don't think the boss babes necessarily have the solution or the blueprint either, because I'm not sure what happens when your entire identity becomes your career. You sacrifice community for productivity, or you build this beautiful resume, but look around and there's nobody else there beside you. I don't know. I don't know if that brings true happiness either. I don't think true femininity is forgoing your identity. And I don't think true empowerment is proving that you don't need anyone. I think I think the true definition of femininity and empowerment is making your own definition of those things. It's deciding that regardless what other people say, regardless especially what the internet says, that this is who I want to be and this is the version of happiness I want. Babe, if you want to be a stay-at-home mom who makes cookies every Sunday, I love it for you. I like chocolate chips. Save me some. If you want to be a boss babe that travels every summer to a new country, I'm with it. Let's book for Thailand this summer, okay? If you want to be a woman who has a blossoming career and a happy family waiting for her when she gets home, and babe, like, same, same. I'm not going to be another person on the internet who tells you that you're womaning right or womaning wrong, or that this is the pathway to success, so you have to do it this way. Because who is anybody to tell you that? This is your story. They don't know what's going to make you happy. And to be honest, I think any version of womanhood that you pick is the right version for you. And the reason why I say that is because it's the version that you picked.